One of the ways that you can also find yourself is through books.
So at which moment in your life did you realize the information you had on money was wrong and you had to realign?
Wow. It's not just the so-called school that we went. If you complete university and you come out and you think you understand money, look at the people who taught you, if they understood money. I think once you hit about 20, which most of us will come out of school, you should know that the information you have, you can face life with it.
You know, it's very funny that African history seems to start from 1400s.
Yes. History, for me, is the trick.
Ideally, God gave us the tools for us to make ourselves rich.
So why should I wait for God?
You see, I can hear the experience when you speak. Why do we compare our currency to other currencies?
Every time. Just to diminish you. Success is psychological. It's a mental disposition.
Thank you.
If you cannot think as a successful person, as a champion, any little thing will help you to give up. If you're really educated, you will know from in and out. You with your certificate and your salary, you're using salary to own a house.
Every investment you do, whether stocks, whether treasury bills, whatever it is, it will fail if you don't have the knowledge.
True. You know, when you are poor and you're still arguing, you shrug. Dr. Nkrumah wrote a lot of books.
Okay.
Why don't we find them? Some people were not happy with this book. I was reading one the other time, Africa Must Unite.
Welcome to Masterminds Podcast. Just to let you know, we've already started the conversation here. Now, on this podcast, the aim is always the same, to grow your most powerful tool, your mind. And I'm your guide on this amazing journey. My name is Richie Mensah. So this episode is a very special one because when I started with Masterminds Podcast, I asked people, who would you like to see me interview? And so many people said, Kwabno Beng. So I said, okay, let me find this man. Who is this man? So I started looking for him, looking for his videos, and I started to watch him. And I was amazed because he's intelligent, he's passionate, he's driven, he knows what he's talking about. And these are the kind of minds that can help shape Africa to become what it truly is. So this conversation is a little for you, but mostly for me because I have so much I want to ask him. So please help me welcome Kwabno Beng.
Wow. Richie, nice meeting you.
So nice meeting you, Charlie. You are so intelligent and well-spoken. I really respect what you're doing. And if we had 10 more people like you in Africa, we'll move the needle for, in the direction we want it to go.
Wow. That's heavy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So before we even go into it, let me ask you the question you just asked me. What started you on your journey of sharing knowledge?
Wow. But that question was for you. Thank you for inviting me. What started the journey? I think I started with the love of knowledge or love for knowledge.
Okay.
I've been reading for how many years? So many years. So finding myself, I think, if you didn't have much training growing up, or if you didn't have, mentorship, so to say, one of the ways that you can also find yourself is through books. And so I started reading all kind of books. And I think at a point where you have gained so much, the natural sequence will be to also let
Give
it out.
back.
And so it's a flow. And I think that is what really pushed it. And the love that you would want somebody to have what you have. And also maybe, jump some of the mistakes that we had to make because we didn't probably have constructive direction from anybody growing up that much. And so it's a journey of discovery. And we still
I like that. That's all we're trying to do every day, discover ourselves and help others discover themselves too.
Sir.
You've mentioned mistakes, so let's jump right into that. Most of us, which I'm assuming is like you, didn't start from having the right information, especially about money, a topic you talk about so eloquently.
Yeah.
So at which moment in your life did you realize the information you had on money was wrong and you had to realign?
Wow. Thank you. I went to Pokwari School. I did science, I did maths. So I went to Take, I did engineering.
Okay.
And I did MS in engineering as well, somewhere. And, growing up, you would not see somebody saying that I've gone to school and I want to build business. by myself.
Yeah.
I mean, that was not something that was cut out. You would have to become somebody employed somewhere. So I saw myself as just find something to do with your life. And so I think the third year in university, a friend of mine, they travel and they share some books. But before that, I'd been reading a lot of religious books. I stayed with a pastor.
Okay.
I read a lot of religious books, and I played the keyboard actually. So
you did science and read a lot of religious books.
a lot of. So I think my quest for proper studying of finance, business, trying personal development, things like that, started latter part of the university. So once during the national service time, it was all about searching for such knowledge. And I think that was what triggered that kind of passion to say that, okay, let me read. So, when you start reading, much of the information out there is not so much based on what we grew up with.
Yeah.
It's more American.
Yeah.
And they are very, out there. So a lot of even the religious books. So business, finance, everything was coming from them. But then after you have read a lot of them, you come to your reality, and their application becomes a problem. And so that's the time that I started to see that no, a lot of these things, when you apply them, you make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Because
you have the concept, but then the infrastructure to support the concept may not necessarily be there. So you are so much motivated, inflated, ambitious, driven, but then you go out and you see that you're making a lot of errors because of the information you have and the application in our culture, in an infrastructure.
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's something a lot of people are suffering with because people don't understand that when you take information, you need to process it and then apply it to your particular circumstance.
Yes, sir.
I always say, like, even someone sitting there watching this podcast, don't just take what we've said or what happened in my life.
That's right.
And apply that directly in your life. Yeah. You need to look at your circumstances. So especially most of these finance books, business books, religious books, all of them is the Western culture.
Yeah.
Their infrastructure is based on debt.
That's right.
And it's based on jobs that don't work here and everything. So you read those books and you think, oh, I'm going to do the same thing and succeed. It won't work. After learning the theory, you now need to come on the ground and figure out what works in my country.
That's right.
What works, in fact, forget my country.
Yes.
What works in my region, in my village, in my city, in my house. But I think most people miss that part.
That's right.
So what led to you understanding that? Because most people who just read the books stop there and don't now become more African-minded.
Okay. So I think it's building business. It's not just reading. It's not just the so-called school that we went. It's us trying to build business, building. I've had businesses in construction and engineering.
Okay.
We have had businesses in retail, fashion, real estate development.
Interesting.
All kind of things. And so trying to do them, the errors, the mistakes that we committed, and what we have become, and having some level of success. I think that is what did the trick.
Okay.
So you pulling it from the air and hitting it on the ground. And sometimes 10 years, you still don't know what you're doing. Yeah. 10 years.
Yeah.
You still don't know what you're doing. Your errors with money, trying to test the concept of a business that does not work. Partnering with people you didn't have to partner. Taking loans that you didn't have to take. Yeah. All these, I think. And even dealing with government, regulators and even friends in society in general. The understanding of business and success and you trying to find yourself. All these, I think, once you start to apply them, if you're paying attention, you'll start to know that probably you have to redesign a lot of things to suit you. And that's the point that you start to see the mistakes. And once you start to correct the mistakes, because success is just it's a byproduct of you handling mistakes.
Perfect.
So once you're able to reduce the mistakes, then you start to see progress.
Yeah.
So at that point, you will see this one did not work, this one worked, and why did they work? And I think if you are thinking human, you will start to see a pattern.
Okay.
And for me, that really how it worked.
You see, I can hear the experience when you speak, and I think this is what a lot of people are lacking.
Yeah.
Most people have the knowledge but don't have the experience. They don't know how to apply it.
Yeah.
So I love how you mentioned that success is being able to overcome the mistakes. Most people want to get to success, but don't want to go through the mistakes. They don't realize it is part of the journey. The struggle is part of the journey.
Yeah.
So give me a lesson, right, that you feel that person out there who, because first of all, anybody watching this is already on their journey.
Yes.
They started reading, they started watching, they are looking for success. Give me something that you think in this early stage they are missing because they don't have the experience.
Wow. I think once you hit about 20, which most of us will come out of school, you should know that the information you have, you can't face life with it.
Okay.
That's why they gave you a certificate that you have crossed this line. This is the work that you have done. Now, real life, the test of what you think you have learned is when you go out and you start to apply. And I think that you have to know the skill to go and glean the knowledge that you need to face life. And I have some models that you probably have to look at. Self-development is a constant component.
Okay.
You should be somebody who is already always learning, studying. It should be part of you. Because out of that, you build and find yourself. And even build the skills that you need to face life. You know, the other thing is financial information. You need that. I mean, if you complete university or engineering or you're a mechanic, and you come out and you think you understand money, look at the people who taught you, if they understood money. So that means that if you're coming from a background that your parents didn't have any money, your grandparents didn't have any money, and your only source of information is from school and probably a religious center, your knowledge of money will not cut it. And that's why you understand that once you come out of school, get a job, you know? So I think you must get different knowledge if you want to really handle money in life. And in this life, I think many of us are solving two problems, they say. Money problems and all the other problems put together. And if you're able to solve the money problems,
it helps with all the other problems.
You can solve a lot of the other ones easily, you know? Yeah. And so that was a component that I had to learn. And I had to learn how to build business. Okay. Because I wanted to build my own life, build my own system, build my own structure.
Be in control of
be in control of my own life. And so the other thing I learned is African history and consciousness.
Nice.
You really have to do that because from 20, all the things that you've been told as African, much of it is just you've been brainwashed. I mean, go to any of our universities and ask them who would want to complete school or get American citizen. Or even visa. A lot of them will opt for the visa and leave the certificate. Why? It's the information that we've been told. The movies that we have watched, the books that we have read, the uncles and cousins who went there and what they tell us about these countries. You know, so we totally don't see the opportunities in our country until you start to see, read kind of materials that will reconscientize you as an African. You really don't have strength until you read different information on our history as Africans. Other than that, you will still just be like Atentehoro, you know? Atentehoro, but it moves you wherever the wind moves, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Because you are weak until you have strong sense of history as an African.
You know, it's very funny that African history seems to start from 1400s.
Yes. Yeah. Amina, slavery and colonization. Then we come to Ghana independence in 1957. You cannot fight the systems that these guys have pushed us through with that kind of knowledge. You know, so I would go into the kingdoms, the dynasties, the empires that the Africans built themselves without anybody's intrusion, whether from the Arabs or the Europeans. Once you correct that, you start to see yourself as a full human being. And you can see the indications when you start to talk differently as an African. You start to talk positively, optimistically, you know.
About Africa.
That's it. The fear comes down. You start to see Africans and you believe in them. You see African name and African culture and you're proud of it. And you see other civilizations as not more powerful than us.
Yeah.
And in different stages, you know. And somebody said that until a human being understands their culture and their history, they have not started to live.
Yeah.
And I so believe it because that did the trick for me. After all this kind of a school, I started to study the history. Then I started to believe that, yes, I can become successful in our land. It's just a matter of time and knowing what to do. And so the history, the consciousness is something that I dare say over 90% of our people don't have it. No matter their position.
Yeah.
No matter their education. No matter even their business or financial success. Because when you engage them, many of them become that bit negative, paranoid towards us.
Yeah.
That's why they will easily tell the young man that there is no opportunity in Ghana, just move to another country. When you are in the plane, you see everybody trying to come here. What do they know that we don't know? And I think that many of us, what will correct that or what will connect those dots when you start to study the history beyond slavery and colonization.
So, a lot of my guests have spoken about the fact that education is not helping us the way it should have, right? But you've brought an interesting twist to it. So do you believe that the education system was shaped the way it is to pin us down?
Yes, absolutely. The results, we look at it, we see it. How do you educate your people and you tell them, I'm a Santa man. Growing up, I was speaking P. Then I go to school, they say speak English. Do you see the damage it does to your mind?
Your language is bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then some of them will even change your name. And they change your dressing.
Yeah.
For you to be educated means that you have to become European.
Yeah.
But a European, when they were educating them, will not have to become African. Their behavior, everything that they do. So I think that kind of education was not designed to bring the best of our thinking, the best of our development. It was designed so that we could speak English and work for somebody. And that's what we see.
So education is sort of like making us second-rate versions of them.
That's right. Really. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that based on the information that I have, they could not design an education that you will come out and design a ship and build it, design a weapon and build it, design a computer and build it, and compete with them. They will not do that. So because they came to subjugate you.
Yeah.
Really. So what would they give you an education to make you powerful? So that kind of education that we still have, that we are building on, the foundation was not to really bring the best out of us. Now, the people who argue this are the same people who are very much infatuated with that kind of education.
Because they've been brainwashed.
That's right.
I always say anyone who talks on that side, I don't blame them. They haven't been able to get rid of the brainwashing.
That's right. No.
Yeah.
No. And so this kind of education, and it's not just the one in the classroom. You go to church, it's the same. I mean,
and TV.
Yes,
and
everywhere. Yes, everybody is telling you that the African is not enough. So when you look at the young women and men now, it's not like it's the information that they carry. No, they don't have what it takes to build on our land.
So do you believe that Africans accepting Western religions has also played a part in our lack of education?
Absolutely. The Indians have their religion, they are fighting for it. The Chinese have their religion, they are fighting for it. Why is it that the Africans, is demonized? I mean, I don't have problem if you're a Christian or you're whatever, but you cannot say that
ours shouldn't be demonized.
You cannot condemn it entirely to say that this is curse, this is fetish. Whilst other people, you see them and you hear them. I mean, you go to the Chinese business centers, you see their thing there.
Yeah,
we don't condemn it. We go even to sit down and eat. That's the level of education that they have given us. We are very much comfortable to everybody's religion except ours.
Why? If an African is pouring libation to their ancestors, it's devilish.
Yes.
But when you are calling the name of saints who lived 3,000 years ago in another man's land, that is
God.
That's God.
Yes. So that's a damage. And for you to pull yourself out of these things, it's tough. It's tough because the work is so heavy. So heavy. And we have a lot of gatekeepers.
Like we are still enslaved, but now in our minds instead of physically.
Absolutely. I mean, we live in Ghana. Look at it. When the people believe that they cannot change their own destiny until God steps in, until another person steps in, they're wicked.
We're always waiting for someone else to
That's
save
right.
us.
And that's the kind of education that they gave us through the classroom and through the religion. Sunday, go to church and see. Somebody's waiting for God to make him rich. and then,
yes, God is here for all of us.
That's right.
So ideally, God gave us the tools for us to make ourselves rich.
So why should I wait for God to give me $1 million? To show me where the money is? It's just like staking lotto.
God will make a way.
Yes, right.
But God gave you a brain to make a way.
Yes. But you see, when you want to control people, shut down their brain and tell them to wait for somebody. And that's what we've been doing all this.
So they'll just sit on their arms,
and pray and declare. And when you talk like this, they say that you're against them. No. The development of any people is contingent on the development of their minds. And once you develop them to believe in who they are and who God has made them, then they can pick themselves up and solve their own problems. Because if you are not the people solving your own problems, you cannot develop on your own terms. And that will only come when the people believe in who they are. And when they know who they are, they have self-confidence. And they don't believe that they are second class to anybody.
Thank you.
Those kind of institutions of training is what will develop our people.
And me
the next
personally,
generation.
I don't believe in being against anyone. I believe in
right.
being for yourself.
That's right.
You know, because even when I look at what the West has done, they weren't being against us. They were doing it for themselves.
Okay.
Like, just look at it from this point of view. You go somewhere and you see a land of unlimited resources.
Yeah.
Gold, honey, like ivory,
Yeah.
every resource you can think of. You see people who are strong, who can farm, who can do all these things that their land is lacking. What will you think? How do I get some of this?
Yes.
So they just use their minds to figure out how to get what we have and prevent us from becoming as strong or as powerful as them.
Yeah.
So they weren't doing it against us. They were doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
So now it's our turn to also think, wait, but we have it already.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even need to go and take it from someone else.
Yeah.
We don't even need to try and outsmart somebody and
Just
take
build
something
what
from
you have.
what we have right here.
Yeah.
Like, how is it that Ghana has gold, chocolate, oil?
Yeah.
How? Gold, chocolate, oil. And Ghana is a poor country?
Yes. Because the knowledge that you needed, we didn't develop it. And I think sometimes I have problem with them because you came in the name of God. Yes. And you condemn such a people to say that even if you want to talk to God, talk to me, then I'll talk to God.
Yeah.
I think that trick
Was a beautiful trick.
Yes. And they were vicious. And they're still vicious, actually. They're still vicious. And we still trust them. That's the sad side of it. Instead of to say, okay, this is the nature of these people, so let's tactically deal with them.
Yeah.
I don't think we have understood that side of them. And so, and until we get the right knowledge to develop who we are and what we have, the development will take time.
It'll be a problem. Let's go a little into African history. What part of African history do you think we can discuss right now to let the person watching there know that Africa has always been great?
Yes, you look at the pyramids, not the ones in Egypt alone. You know, the guys in Egypt now say that they built it, but really, if you study the history, it's not they built it. You go to Sudan, it's there. You know, you even come to Ghana, you see traces of a lot of the things that they have found in these countries. So it's still the knowledge that we carried alongside. So I would say, it's not just 1,000-year history, 2,000-year history. Go beyond at least 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, backward, and start to read materials on them and try to find the kingdoms and how they manage themselves.
Yeah.
At least when we were in school, they talk about Ghana. As
The Ghana Empire. The Mali
what happened?
Empire.
How many years did they run?
Yeah.
How did they carry themselves? Because as it stands now, somebody will say, oh, some people came to tell you how to wear suit, how to wear tie.
Yes.
But these people ruled themselves for at least 1,000 years.
Yes, Mansa Musa was walking around in luxury clothing.
Yeah, so they didn't have any sense until somebody came to tell them how to comb their hair. No. So it means that there was a time that somebody had to engineer to lie to a whole new generation.
Yeah.
That they were nothing.
You know,
and
I
that
was
was a
amazed.
scheme.
I was amazed to find out that in 200 AD, there was an African pope in Rome.
That's right.
I was like,
Yes.
I thought we were supposed to be uncivilized.
Yes.
How did one of us become a pope?
As a matter of fact.
I said a pope, sorry, a Caesar.
Yeah.
He ruled Rome.
Our traces are everywhere. They even say that the father of Western civilization, they call him Augustine, the mother was a Nubian. You can find that.
Exactly.
You know, Trinity, the defenders of it were Africans. So there were a lot of Africans in almost everything, science, technology, religion, everywhere that we must find. Somebody told us not to find them. And so that's why when you go to school, they are teaching you Greeks civilization constantly.
Yeah.
They must link it to that. I think we have to go beyond that. I'm saying that because of the traces that we see now and the damages that we see.
Okay.
So we cannot see ourselves beyond what they came to tell us. And that's why we're still fighting to depend on somebody. Somebody who was a president, they asked him, what is your greatest legacy? He said that man, people will be as old in their thinking. That's the Bible. That's the reference. And as new as the internet. They know that you cannot talk of the future until you talk of the history.
Yeah.
You know, and everything is recreating itself anyway. You cannot have this building go up until you have proper foundation.
Yeah.
Deep one. A tree will only go up as far as the
roots
depth
can
of the
hold
root.
it.
You know,
Yeah.
so history for me is the trick. Once you get that, even if you're a coder, you're an architect, you're a musician, everything that you create is different because you're informed. You know, you listen to any music, you can see the depth of knowledge and identity in the writer of the music.
Yeah.
Even your setup, when you go through town, you see architecture, they all coming from the depth of knowledge of discovery or self-discovery in the culture, in our traditions. And if you go to any civilization, all that they are creating is from their heritage. And so when the people are not trained from that, even their creation will make somebody else. But and there's no limit to that, the depth. Because a lot of these brands that we talk about, look at them. Some of them take their inspirations from here. And yet we move around everywhere. These inspirations are there, and we still try to create from somebody but us. Once you are taught differently.
Look at the Black Panther movie. Beautiful movie shot with our culture.
That's it.
We've not been able to tell our culture that way, but they have told it, and they are selling it to the world. Black superhero.
It depends on the knowledge of the creators.
And
so that's why the history, for me, does everything. Once you have that, you can build financial success, businesses, everything, and you will not be a pushover. Because then you know who you are.
One thing I heard you say, which like really struck me, was when you were talking about building businesses and having financial success, and looking at the systems that work here.
Yes, sir.
Look at what your father did. Look at what your grandfather did, and then add the knowledge that you now have to build something stronger.
Absolutely. There are different economic systems. I just wrote a book, Financial Systems. If you travel to somewhere, much of their economy is debt. They give you money to start a business. They fund you. Here in Ghana, who will fund you? Who will give you money? Not many. But then when you look around, there are a lot of people working. You go to the market now, and Tia Kosi are selling tomato. Where did she have the capital? Yet the young man that they sent to school, if you ask him to start a business, he's asking for capital.
I have no money.
The definition of capital is what? Is your wisdom, is your knowledge, is your capacity. Is you being able to spot something to say, okay, this is the problem I want to solve, but I will take the first step with the little that I have. Because if you're waiting for a proper business plan and somebody to give you money, you wait forever. Look at the system that you have and create your solutions based on that. There are a lot of our cousins who never step in the classroom, who have built wealth. How did they do that? Based on the local knowledge. My grandfather was a cocoa farmer. How did he build his wealth? He built his house without any bank loan. He had cars without any bank loan. Where was that wisdom? I think based on the economic infrastructure that we have now, and they always talk about it, the global financial architecture, Africa really is not part of it, especially West Africa. Let's face it. They don't even consider us part of it.
They don't even
and
know.
And they are trying to always tell us that this is the size of your economy. It's very small. And yet, when you look at the data that they're analyzing, it's just a little percentage of the wealth that we have. And so if you're not able to look through this, you will always not see the opportunities in our country. So whatever business that you're building, whatever work that you're building, look at the economic systems that are here. I always say that our economy is in two. There's the English portion. And there is the local, the Chi, the Ewe, the Ga portion of our economy. Those who control economy, it's not those in suit and tie.
True.
It is the ordinary people. And they have employed many people more than the other group. How many companies in Ghana employ 1,000 or 2,000? Started by Ghanaians. But you can have Ghanaians who have employed themselves, 2, 3, 4 people. They are the majority of our economy. How do they run their business? Somebody will say, oh, it's not a business. Listen, in every culture, in every system, you must have your own standards. Other than that, somebody will always shake the post and make you feel that whatever you have achieved is nothing. And that is what has caught up with many of our people. So they are doing well. They have built house, have children going to school, and they still want to convert their wealth into dollar to say that, hey, it's nothing. How do you continue?
Why do we compare our currency to other currencies?
Every time. Just to diminish you. And these are the global structures that we live in. If we build houses to rent, 2-bedroom is probably 3,000 cedis a month. Convert that to $1 is how much?
That's like what, $300
yes,
or so?
2-bedroom in those countries is it 200?
No, it's like $700.
So look at what you are able to have value for in the specific economy.
I've seen people do this thing a lot where they take their profession. Then they go on Google and check the average salary maybe in the US. And then they use that to complain that things are bad nothing in Ghana here. But what they don't understand is like the last time I was in the States, I took an Uber, not too far a distance, like a 20 minutes ride, and I paid $98.
Wow.
$98 right now is what, like 1,100 cedis. I paid over 1,000 cedis for an Uber ride.
Do you pay that in Ghana?
No. No. So when you are seeing the person getting paid a big amount,
Is spending that in that economy?
in that economy,
Yes.
it makes sense there.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So, and there's one funny thing that most people don't know. You see, December is coming.
Yes.
And then they see the people come and they are spending money. You see, it is because the little money in their economy looks big here.
That's it.
But over there, it's nothing.
It doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if they had money, why would they give them credit card and loans to buy house and cars?
And that is one beauty that we don't know in Ghana.
Yeah.
So many of us sit down, look on the internet, watch movies, and complain that this person has this, they have the newest iPhone, they have the newest car, they have the newest this. They don't understand that they don't actually have it. They've credited it.
Yes.
They are paying for it monthly.
Yeah.
You know, the difference between living in the Western society versus living in Africa is everything you have in Africa is yours.
That's it.
Everything you have in the West is credit.
Yeah.
So if like you are working and you are sacked from your job, within 3 months, you're probably homeless.
Yeah.
If you can't pay for your phone again, you can't pay for your car, everything is being repossessed.
That's right.
Whereas over here, you own it.
Yeah. And even if you don't have a job, your uncle's house is there.
Thank you.
We have a different system.
Yes.
And once you understand that, you will see the beauty and the worth that we have. For instance, compared to people who completed university, one just said that, okay, I want to live in Ghana. Another person moved. The one who moved, probably maybe with documents or no documents, they can have something to do right away.
Yeah.
They can have some money and kind of buy a land. The one who stayed, the first 4 years, 10 years, you're still struggling. I call it bamboo effect. It will take time for you to build momentum. You know, you're finding network, you're finding yourself, you're skilled, you're trying to build something. After 10 years, you were at the ground. Once you start to work, in no time you shoot up.
Yeah.
Look at the businesses that you own. How many Ghanaians
Can say they
can say that they own this
Yeah.
somewhere? You know, but it took you a while to
long
build the
time.
momentum.
Yeah.
And when it starts to work, it's exponential.
And it's funny, I actually predicted this when I was younger. When I was 17 and I started my business, right? I was given the offer to move to the UK and live in the UK. And they said, Richie, with all your music talent, you would do amazing things in the UK. I said, hey, I think I had some ideas when I was young because I said, I'd rather be a king in my land.
Wow.
Than to be a nobody in somebody else's land.
Where did you pick that?
I don't even know. But I just felt so strongly that if I stay in my country,
you become somebody.
I will become somebody.
Absolutely.
And not go and chase to be a second-rate version in another man's country.
That's right. And that's what we have to put in the new generation.
Yeah.
That there's dignity, there's respect, there's fulfillment, and there is money. And the money that you're making, you don't sell your soul to make that money.
Thank you.
You can still build that money with principles of honesty, justice, truth, fairness, compassion, and still be somebody and have impact and fulfillment in a society than just working 3 jobs to have something to build a house that you never live in.
Yeah.
And to live in a society that there's not much respect for you, And so if we have a generation that is thinking like that and understand the systems that work here, the complaints will reduce. And you waiting for somebody to give you a job will reduce. Why? Because 80% of us, if you do the statistics, 80% of our people make their own money. It's not from employment. If you cross the border, maybe 90% of them are employed. So different economies. And so when you're a young person and you want to do something, open your eyes. How do people make money in our country? By themselves.
Trade.
It's not salary. And so if you're here and you're waiting for somebody to give you 10,000 something before you become rich, you deceive yourself.
Like
but then if you look around, you will see a lot of young boys, young women doing something and becoming successful.
Do you think one problem that we are having right now too is that social media is making people less patient? Because I believe at first somebody would take their time. Like Caveman's story, for instance, was very moving to me.
Yes.
How he started by selling watches. And then he started fixing the watches, fixing the latches, then fixing the watches itself. Then he started making the watches.
Yeah.
Now he has a watch empire.
Absolutely. Social media will make you think that you are late.
Yes. But you're late going where?
I don't know.
The car is still moving. Why are you late to?
Yes. It shouldn't be. And you shouldn't compare yourself.
Yeah.
Success is not just 1 year. It's not 2 years. It's 10, it's 20, it's 30 years. The people that we hail in our country, they are not in their 50s. These are people who've been working all these years.
Yeah.
Even those who are young, they started early.
Yeah.
You know, so because there's a certain amount of sacrifice, there's a certain amount of input that you have to make to build anything significant.
I've been working officially for 22 years.
That's it. And 22 years, you see but I'm sure the first 1 year, 2 years, you're still finding yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why they need to understand that to become successful in Africa, it takes time.
Somebody starts something and 6 months' time, they've not succeeded and they say, oh, this is not working, let me stop.
Resilience is the key. You cannot succeed in our country without that. And I dare say it's even everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Anybody
I've
who has
never
become.
seen any person who achieved massive success and they had an easy journey.
No. And that's why you need to have a lot of courage and self-belief. Because you can't enjoy it if you don't believe that you have what it takes to solve these problems.
Yeah.
No matter how many of them they come, you still have the ability to say that I will stay with this, solve these problems, and become successful. Success is psychological. It's a mental disposition.
Thank you.
If you cannot think as a successful person, as a champion, any little turn will help you to give up. And that's, and these are rare facts of life. Look at Azuma Nese. He will win the fight in his head before he's in the ring.
Before he goes to
That's it. Do you want to win the fight before you think of it? No, it's a state of thinking. And that's why we must always work on the way we think and how we think.
What about financial literacy?
Yes.
How do we help our people to understand money?
Chief, it's education. We said that you have to re-educate yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot rely on your school. No, get information, get books. That's why we write books. That now there are a lot, like what you're doing.
I should let you know, your books are amazing.
Wow.
So I got 7 of them. Look, I have them here. I've read 4 so far.
Wow.
I'm going to finish
4.
all 7. Your books are amazing. Like, it's to the point. It is detailed. It is like, you're doing a very, very good job.
Wow.
Very, very good job. Look, anyone who's looking for financial literacy, looking for how to build financial systems, to understand African history, please get Oben Dako's books. Oh. Even for someone like me who has read so much and researched so much, I was reading and I'm like, you can even ask. I have an idea, right? I'm going to say this on this podcast. I will reference this in the future.
Okay.
I have a business idea from about 7 years ago that I haven't done yet. While reading one of your books, I said, this idea I have is my billion CD idea. And I remembered the idea while I was reading your book.
Wow.
So I will reference this. I'll cut this part of this clip in about 10 years' time and play back and say that that's when the idea came to me. Do you get me?
Wow. Thank you for being kind.
But I want people to be able to understand money. Look, I can be honest about my journey and say the fact that I've always been very sharp, very creative, very intuitive, and I've done a lot of good things. But for most of my journey, I didn't understand money. I didn't understand finances. I thought I did because I'm well educated. So I was using my education and my spreadsheets. And do you get what I mean? But it's after a while that I realized, no, I'm looking at things wrongly. Yeah. I'm not understanding certain concepts. That's when I started picking up more books. Yeah. When I was young, I used to read all the time, and then I stopped. So that's when I felt, no, let me re-educate myself. Let me unlearn the things that I thought I knew and start learning. Then I realized I didn't know anything.
That's right. If you look at your finances, they reflect your financial education.
Yeah.
If your business is in debt, you can pay. You owe a lot of people. You are dodging. You are lying. Forget about your certificate in finance. Because the knowledge you have must transform you.
Yeah.
The resource is the real proof of education.
Yeah.
And so if you give a chair to a carpenter, the reason he will tell you he's a carpenter is because he can make a chair.
Yeah.
The mechanic who is working on your engine, if he can't fix it, is he a mechanic?
No, it's not a mechanic.
The same thing. If you have nothing to prove, and you are in debt, everything around you is chaotic financially, you can tell us that you understand money. You should be able to organize your finances, your income. You should be able to have us tell us how much you're able to keep, where you put that money, how much is working for you. Can you even live off your salary?
Thank you.
If you work in a bank and you say that you're a financial expert, how many months can you say that I don't need salary and I can still move because I've been able to structure things so that money brings me money? If you are not that, don't call yourself a financial expert.
Yeah.
No. because it must change you. You know, and the things that are put in books, those are coming from the journeys that we have had to go through. We know with my wife, we run business with my wife. If you go to the malls, you see MV is ours. We built it from the ground up. Yeah, we have a lot of apartment units. We didn't use that. We built with our hands.
Nice.
Proper management. So the things that you read in the books, I didn't read them from anywhere. I didn't study finance in school.
You practiced it.
That's it. So the wisdom that has come from it, observation, what people say, those are the things that we put in book. That's why the young man can read it and change himself. I have police officers who follow what we teach. One of them heard what we teach, and he sold his car, started mobile money joints. He says that I don't depend on my salary again. You know, another one, Aboboya, he has 10 of them. These opportunities in our country. Some of them are selling charcoal.
Yeah.
Provision shop. I met a woman from one of our conferences. She and her husband have built hospital at Offenso.
Oh, nice.
From the teachers. We have had a lot of people from abroad listening to us and looking back to our country and buying lands, starting farms, building all kind of things. Why? Because it
things that work in our system.
That's right. That's right. And so your financial education should reflect in your pocket. That's it. If you owe and you can't pay, go and give yourself different kind of information. And then you start to see the signals. Earlier, a man called me from England. He says that I've lived here over 25 years. I never saw any pound on my table. Since I started reading your books, now I see, you know, pens and those things on my table. Because now he's organizing his finances. Education is constructive. If you're really educated, you will know from in and out. When anything is deviating, you can find it because you really are equipped. You see the setup here. You have education in it. You have skill in it.
Yeah.
And so when there's an error, you can easily correct it. If there's an error and you can't see it, you're not educated. You know, so finance is the same. If your finances are going off and you cannot see it, you don't have that kind of education. And many people were not given that kind of education. That's why they struggle all their life with your finances. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, it doesn't matter. Some business people are even still struggling with finances because the financial education is not there. Everybody.
You can be well educated, but you are not educated.
No. In finance, no. You should show in your finances. You call, you know, your first 100,000, what did you use it for?
Yeah.
Wedding. That's why you're struggling. The marriage didn't work. Why? Because the marriage need money. And yet you make your first 100,000 for wedding.
Yeah.
Your first significant money. You should put
these days 100,000 can do it.
It can do it. So how much can do? 400.
Right, about 400, 500 to do a basic wedding.
You have never seen 400,000 before.
And then you see your first 400,000.
You need to marry, and you're working for 5,000 a month. The marriage will break.
I know,
and that's why you see a lot of divorces.
I know this guy. He is depressed. Do you know why he's depressed? He is paying a loan on his wedding for a marriage which has ended.
It didn't work. And you know why it didn't work? It's the loan. Because people should know that the love and everything is different from what you need to run that marriage. It's like a car. You can love the car, but you need fuel. You need fuel to run that marriage. You know, when the rent is due, the woman is not going to smile. So your first 100,000, your first 200,000, your first 500,000, use a little portion. Best if your parents have money, and they pay for you, fantastic.
That's different.
But if you are gathering this money, invest it. Put it in something that will make the money work. Then you can have a very fantastic family life because you don't worry about money. You know, but if you're constantly crying and people are knocking on your door because you owe, you have created chaos. You have created chaos. And that should not be it. It means that you're financially not intelligent.
As we're talking about what to spend money on, I want you to join this argument. There's an ongoing argument in the finance industry in every country. Should you buy a house to live in? Is that a smart financial decision for someone who is now making money?
I want to make money for me. All the rich people I see, they constantly have money come to them every day. If your mobile money is not receiving money every day, if your bank account is not receiving money every week, every month, and you only wait for at the end of the month, how many people are paid $1 million a month? So many people who are struggling is because they wait for one source of income in the whole month. Meanwhile, when you get up in the morning, you buy water, fuel, everything. So
you spend every day.
Multiple ways that the money is moving out of your hand, and you only have one way, and that one way is not even big enough. This is not magic. That's why you're struggling financially.
So they have multiple streams of
income
expense,
everywhere.
but
That's
they
it.
don't have multiple streams of income.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's why the market women have money.
Yeah.
Because they constantly see money. You see, contractor is struggling. The contractor has 1 million, but the government will pay him 2 months' time. Contractor cannot pay his salary. But a woman who is seeing money every day. So money working for you means that the money brings you returns constantly. And those who are rich and those who struggle, look at any rich man that you see.
Yeah.
There's a business, there are investments that are bringing money every day. So they count money every day. That's why they are rich. And so I'm not looking at building a house to live in when that house is not bringing me money. I'm not saving myself into wealth.
Yeah.
No, I want to build something. If I have to rent a single room and start to have investment, cocoa farm, business, maybe Uber something, moto, a setup that is bringing me money, and I have about 10, 20 of them. If I'm building a house, it doesn't take much. Why should I struggle to build 2-bedroom house? You shouldn't. I've never seen any wealthy person who struggles to build.
So you see, you talked about history.
Yes.
I think those who don't understand this concept is because they don't know the history of where the whole buy a house thing came from.
Okay.
So if you go into the history of money and banks, right? Banks make their money by giving loans. Like that is how banks make money. That's how they operate. For all those who think a bank is making money from the small money they pay monthly for fees and stuff, no. They make money by giving loans. They take your 100,000 and loan it to somebody else and make 20,000 on your money. That's how they make money.
The interest.
Yes, the interest. So the banks needed to find a way to give more loans, right? Now, why will somebody come and loan money from a bank? The only reason someone would need to loan money is if they need to buy something with that money. So the banks sat down and realized that we need a big financial goal that people will need to loan money to be able to achieve. So they started the concept of to be successful, to have achieved success, you must own a house.
That's right.
So that they can create mortgage, they can create home loans, so that you come and loan money from them and make money for them every month.
Yeah. So it's not for you to own a house.
No, it's not for you to own a house. They don't care about you owning the house.
For them to make money.
It's for them to make money. But when you don't understand this history and it's being pitched to you and they say, and you're watching movies and they say the American dream,
that's right,
own a home and everything, and then you're also sitting...
You're also here in Ghana.
You're sitting at Kolegono. We are trying to live the American dream.
3-bedroom. We buy 3-bedroom with mortgage. Bank loan. At what interest?
So when you understand, I believe that owning a house should be two situations. One is you have made so much money that buying a house should be the same concept as you buy anything else. Like how they say you should be able to afford something 3 times before you buy it.
Yep.
So buying a house means you should be able to afford that house 3 times before you buy it.
Wow.
Or now you've reached a stage that you are buying property to use for real estate.
That's right.
You are buying to flip it and sell it.
Things are working because now you have assets.
Thank you. Or you just want to put assets down that will be generating income for you all the time. Yes, but not that as you've been working and you've got some small money, you are going to go and put down payment and go and take mortgage where you're going to pay like 40% annually on it. Like, especially in Ghana, the mortgage rates.
Yeah. You lock your future. You will never be free. You know, and if you look at our grandparents, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that.
They will go to the village, get a land, spend 10 years there.
Thank you.
Farm on cocoa, and after 10 years they come back, they build nice houses in the back, in all these villages.
They reached a level where they could do that.
But you, with your certificate and your salary, you're using salary to own a house. But you see, the benefit of the bank is the ignorance of the masses on money.
Yeah.
Once a lot of us don't understand money, then we struggle, and some people will make a lot of money off us. But I think the responsibility is on all of us to start to educate ourselves, because you cannot pull yourself from financial difficulties if your financial information is low.
You have to look for the information.
That's right, and liberate yourself.
I did a video where I was talking about the ways to invest in Africa, right? And I saw a comment on Facebook, and the person was saying, how do you expect us to invest in Africa when we don't have money? And I just laughed because the first way I spoke about of investing in Africa was invest in your mind.
That's right.
Invest in your skills.
He didn't hear that one.
He didn't hear that one. He was listening to the end part on maybe invest in business and stuff, but you don't even have the mind for it yet. Invest in the mind first.
Absolutely.
Look, every business you open will fail drastically if you've not learned how to run a business.
Yes, sir.
Every investment you do, whether stocks, whether treasury bills, whatever it is, it will fail if you don't have the knowledge.
True.
I know a young boy out there. Sorry, I'm calling you out right now. You know who you are. I know a young boy out there. He took his father's money, even came to borrow loan from me to go and buy cryptocurrency.
Hey.
Because he watched YouTube videos and how crypto and Bitcoin
become
is
a millionaire in no time.
So he did it the first week and doubled his money.
That's right.
That's so when he did it with his money and doubled it, that's when now he went to take loan, took his father's money, and then he went even bigger and lost everything. He still owes me. He still owes his father.
Can he pay?
Oh, how is he going to pay?
Take time.
Young boy.
That's gambling.
Yeah, that's gambling.
Where's the scale?
You know, when I had a conversation with futurist Kwame,
Kwame,
he said something very interesting. I asked him, how can you go into crypto? And he said, the first thing you have to do is learn for 6 months without buying anything.
Wow.
After those 6 months, then you buy safe crypto, safe Bitcoins for another 6 months while you keep learning.
Wow.
And that is from somebody who's doing it.
He's doing it. So he's skilled.
Thank you.
But he is gambling. This other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't understand those things. Because the things that I've lost money in were the things that I didn't have any understanding.
Yeah.
And the things that I didn't have any control. And I think as you grow and you wise up, you should know that where to put your money is where you understand it and where you really have control.
Yeah.
If you don't understand it and you don't have control, you leave it to God.
Yeah.
You win or you lose. And none of them should shock you.
I even watched a video where somebody was talking about even buying stocks. And they said, even when you want to buy stocks in an industry you know. Don't say that, so maybe you're a farmer. Don't go and buy stocks in Apple and Tesla because you've heard that tech has the best. No. Buy stocks in a farming company.
Okay.
Because you understand farming.
That industry.
So when that company is doing well, you know which company to put your money in.
Yeah. But most people won't do that.
No, they won't.
Even typical business, no. They still just, you say somewhere, gives you money. Oh, you're doing business, you're very good. Put this money in it. And they stay out. And you make all the daily decisions and everything. And when you lose it, they get angry.
Yeah.
You can't get angry when the person was the one making every decision and you were not involved.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know what the person was doing. You know? And many of our people lose money like that. You must have control over your money if you want to at least grow that money well, and you don't have much. You know?
Which means you must have the knowledge to be able to have the control.
Yes, and if the person is making decision on the money that you have given them, do they consult you? If they don't consult you, then if you lose it, you shouldn't be shocked. You know? Because somebody will just see anybody do something, say, oh, I want to give you money, go and do it and bring money. The thing is, if you are very much knowledgeable and the person is not consulting you, all your knowledge is irrelevant.
Yeah.
So you have just sent the money. It's something that you don't have any say. And so you sit back and pray that maybe God will be merciful to you.
Then that one too is gambling.
That's it. It's gambling. And that's what many people, especially those who live abroad, complain. That Ghana, nothing works. You gave the money to your brother to do the business. You were not involved in anything. So his thinking, his routine, his skills those who were responsible for the results. You didn't have much say.
And what even made you feel he could even achieve what you asked him to achieve?
So when you lose it, you just should understand that maybe I made an error.
Yeah.
People should always
it's
take...
your fault.
Yes, it's your fault. So that we can recalibrate and maybe next time make good decision. You know, but people want to see worth without responsibility. I don't think
responsibility. Yes. That word, it's a taboo in our side of the world. People don't like taking responsibility. That's because we've been trained to not take responsibility.
Wow.
We've been trained that the responsibility is on somebody else. It's never on us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
When I tell people that if you are rich, it's your fault. If you are poor, it's your fault. They see it as an insult.
So the rich one, do they accept the rich one?
Yeah, the rich one, the poor one is not my fault. It's the rich man's fault that I'm poor.
That's a good one.
But it's always you.
Your responsibility.
It's like you said, and I say this thing everywhere I go, that your level of wealth is equivalent to the level of your financial knowledge.
That's true.
So if you are not wealthy enough, increase your financial knowledge.
That's it.
Money is not real. Money is not tangible. Money is an idea. Money is something that society came together to believe in. There's no real value of money. It is just the concept.
What we call it.
Thank you. So if you are not making money, it's not that you don't have money. You don't have an idea of how to make money.
See.
So work on the idea. Stop chasing the money.
Yeah.
The money is following the idea.
I say that a lot of us, there's a big deficit. And that's knowledge.
Yeah.
People, we must catch up. And not just the knowledge for everybody, but at least the one in our environment.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, there are so many people doing well in our country. And yet the young man will be debating. Why? Because the problem is not obsessed with gaining knowledge and skill.
Yeah.
But still, he hopes that his life will change. And that's why we are looking for visa anyway.
Because he hopes when he gets there, everything will just change.
He doesn't want to take responsibility, as you said. And you see, one of the marks of people who are able to pick themselves from nothing and do well in life is they are down to earth.
Yeah.
They have the spirit to learn.
Yeah.
They listen.
They humble themselves.
That's right. They listen. They pick. They're always looking for something. What did you say? What can I do?
Yeah.
They are not combative and they are not arguing. When you are poor and you are still arguing, you struggle.
You are poor.
Yes.
You should be quiet and learn
because
from
if you
everything.
knew it, you
would have
probably
done it.
to show in your life.
Yeah.
But do you believe that somebody is lucky? That's why they have something. And you are unfortunate. That's why you don't have anything. Instead of you to say that maybe I don't know something. That's why I'm here. And if I'm able to know something and put it into practice, maybe I will change my life. And I think it's wisdom that those who are able to do well in life have.
The funniest thing that I see all the time is maybe somebody will come to me for advice. And then you're advising them and then they're arguing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
why did you come here?
How did you come? What are you doing here?
Yeah.
If you knew it already,
Why
you
waste
just
my time?
want to do it.
Yeah. And it's a sign that they will struggle. Many people, and unfortunately, the generation that we have raised, that's why we have to find a way to let them understand that knowledge is seed.
Yeah.
And financial knowledge is seed.
everything.
That's right. If you don't have it, you don't have the strength.
You make money with knowledge. Look,
That's it.
I was talking about something just a few days ago when people are always saying you need money to make money. And I'm saying, no, you need knowledge to make money. Because, for instance, let's talk about something right now. Everybody now really wants to buy stocks because buying stocks is a way of owning without having to understand business, right? And then there are a few people there who have a lot of knowledge on buying stocks. They know that if you go and buy stocks on your own, it will fail.
Okay.
So they use their knowledge of buying stocks to create an app.
Okay.
And then they will take your money and go and
invest
invest for you and make a profit on it. Now, what you don't realize is you are investing 10,000. Another man is investing 100. Another man 50. Another man 40. All put together, maybe they are holding about 10 million cedis right now to invest. If they only take 1% of this, that's what, 100,000, right? Yeah, that's 100,000.
Yeah.
So this means that somebody just used his knowledge
to make
100,000 without spending any money. He spends your money to make 100,000.
Yeah.
So if you had that knowledge, you would have made that 100,000.
Exactly.
So stop thinking it takes money to make money.
Yeah.
Go and learn what that person knows.
Yeah. You see, there is a way poor people think.
Yeah.
And there's a way the people who have been able to cross that line also think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly.
I don't know if people even understand how treasury bills work. Maybe let me, today I'm releasing keys. Guys, don't block this video because of the things I'm saying, okay? It's valuable. Most people don't know that when it comes to treasury bills, what the bank does is that the bank takes all your money, right? And then they use your money, which is now a very big amount, to go and negotiate better percentages with the government. So let's say if treasury bill current rate is like 11%, they know if you take 10,000 to go and do treasury bills, the maximum you're getting is that 11%. But they will collect everybody's money so that now they are taking 100 million to the government. Then they'll tell the government that because it's 100 million, give us 16%.
That's right.
So when they take the 16%, they will now come and give you your 11%, and they just made an extra 5% from your money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you say, oh, thank you, Mr. Bank.
Yes. Good to know to be responsible.
Yeah. So knowledge, learn, understand, seek it, fight for it,
Yes.
and stop sitting there and complaining and crying about
You
the
know,
fact that
if
things
you go
aren't
to
working.
any of our communities, even Accra, look at us, small communities. Look at the challenges there. You go to any of our district capitals, the same. There was a time a young man called me. He's a nurse in a hospital. He and his friends came together. They contribute thousands, something.
Okay.
And when it was his turn, he opened a chemical shop with it. Okay. And after the chemical shop, he was thinking of opening a clinic. If you go to any of our communities, there are so many problems that we can solve.
Yeah.
And I think many of us can make a lot of returns in those areas and still help our country to develop.
Yeah.
You're talking of treasury bills and shares. I think we should push a lot of our money to solving our problems than giving our money to a lot of these institutions who really are still not pushing the money to solve our problems. So we still, 10 years, we're still where we are. Because we lost the capital in solving the critical problems of our society. But I think, even Dangote said the same thing. He said that if he had invested his money in the stock market, he would be maybe the third person or something riches.
Yeah.
But he saw the need to change the economy of Africa.
100%.
I think many of us, in as much as we want to make money,
we should solve problems.
We should solve our problems.
Because we live here.
Yes, we should solve our problems.
Home.
Yes, you go to a hometown, there's no hospital, find a way.
Yeah.
There's no water, find a way. There's no toilet, find a way. School, find a way. So how do they manage it? We will find a way to manage it because you gave the money to the other guy to manage. Some of you will lose it, but you still don't complain.
Yeah.
But when you put money in your village to start a cocoa farm or okra and you lose it now, you don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
So whose responsibility?
And people don't also know that gives you a bigger purpose. Smiling and looking at your bank account from the stocks that you got is never going to give you as much happiness as that hospital
that you built.
It's never the same.
Absolutely.
Purpose is everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go to your village, there's one car, 10 people are in it, taxi. There's no number on it. You can buy taxi and put it there.
Yeah.
Solve some problem. Buy a van, put it there. Solve some problem.
Yeah.
If all of us are taking that challenge, our country will change.
Yeah.
So it's not just the money.
It comes back to responsibility.
Yes, sir.
We look at our country. I say this thing all the time that the problem with our country is that we are waiting for the government to fix the country.
Yeah.
Why don't we solve it? Like every single person, the road the road leading to my final junction has been spoilt for months. And I tried to grade it. I started grading it. Nobody in the neighborhood joined me.
About you.
Nobody joined me. I was thinking, are you guys waiting?
Don't even think you're a government contractor.
Oh. I'm sure they're waiting for the next election and then government will come and solve it.
It's part of the same interaction that, they made us feel that they had all the answers.
Yeah.
And that's what the British did. They made us feel that they will solve everything. And
so
it's
we
the
just
same
have to sit back
in the
and wait for them.
Yes. Just sit down, I will solve everything. That's why you look up to them as God.
I mean, even the government is always chasing foreign loans.
You see? Instead of us to tell our citizens that you can do something. Okay, somebody said that, okay, let's put financial education in our schools. True. But until the government does that, what you're doing, you are putting financial education in our schools.
Thank you.
Why? Because the young guy can look at it on his WhatsApp, on his Instagram or TikTok. It's the same information.
Yeah.
It does not have to look like the old one, but they still have access to that. And that's why young men will go to your channel and watch and change their database, So we cannot sit back and wait for somebody
to solve our problems.
Politicians
we have to take responsibility.
And solve it ourselves.
You don't like something going on in your neighborhood?
Take it
fix
up.
it.
Take it up.
Come together as a community.
Yes. What worries me is young people saying that they have no opportunity and no hope in our country. No. And so if you have to solve that with all our lives, you have to. And so we teach because it's a problem of thinking.
Yeah.
Once you start to let them know that no, it's possible. So there's a young man. And that's why many of the things that we teach, we actually speak P. And why we do that is that it's not just the people with degree who are speaking English. No. The over 80% of the population will not understand this English that we are speaking.
True.
But they are the ones training.
We should
There's
translate
this
this
woman
into
from Swami who came to one of our programs.
Come and tell us.
But now, Mr. Anopabia, me call channel, and also could see a missing to Missika, some see a missing rain. Say BBC Jumamua, and he said, me call Shebe because I will be near. I have to think on my feet now and put structures in place to organize myself. I think the systemic information, the skill development for development, for progress, financial education, how a business is structured, how you even develop yourself as a human being.
Yeah.
A lot of those information, if you have them at all, we have put them in English, and we must find a way to bring them to the level that many of our people live. And much of it should be in our language. Whether it's Ewe, it's Twi, it's Ga, we must find a way.
Because there's nothing wrong with English.
No.
But why don't we also prioritize
Our people.
We can have both.
Yes. And for me, when you are teaching people and it gets to their spirit, it's in their culture.
Yeah.
And it's also in their language. The magazine woman, the Okaishi woman, if they get to understand. Myself and Odianik have been doing this over the last 6 years on Peace FM. And the report is different.
But I actually mentioned this when UTV started, right?
Yes.
I was like, oh, wow, these guys are very smart.
Yeah.
So they take foreign content and they translate it to Twi.
Yes. And there's high demand for that.
Yeah.
And so we have to find a way to solve our problem. Africa cannot be solved, or the problems of Africa is not one-dimensional. You can solve it with just one. It's a mix of a lot of things. If you look at how we marry, we go to court to go to the family, the name the same. So a lot of our solutions will come from, it's hybrid. And we must pay attention to that. And if our generation is thinking the next 20, 30 years, we should see a different people who are thinking differently and organizing themselves differently and see themselves.
Let's talk about something very practical.
Yes.
How do you build personal financial systems that can grow wealth?
Wow. You should just look at the culture and look at yourself as an example. How do you make money? You have to define that.
Okay.
System is just steps, processes, protocols that you put in place that can run sometimes without your input.
Okay.
So let's say if you look at your finances now, we can trace it. When you make money, where do you put it? How much does that money bring to you? How much do you save? How do you spend your money? All those things, if you're able to, tabulate them, that technically is a system that you're using. You can put it on your phone, on your laptop, or in a book. So you tell yourself, how do I make money? Because you have nothing to save if you're not making it.
Okay.
And how many sources am I making money? If I make money, where does that money go? In a month or in a day, how do I spend money? Where does it go? You can all even put them in percentages.
So first thing is understand your finances.
That's it. And where you source your money. How do you make money? If you're a teacher, government is paying you. But do you have any other thing that you make? So the whole month, do you have any idea how much you make?
Yeah.
And the whole month, do you have any idea where your money goes? Can you track those monies? Can you really pinpoint to us that I paid rent 10%, 20%, or 50%, and how much do I save? And where do I also have to put that money that said that it can also work for me? And can I even put a time limit on it?
Okay.
That let's say every month I make 1,000. In the next 10 years, I want to make sure that the next 10 years, every month I make 20,000. Okay. Can you structure that? And it means that how do you move from 10 to 20? It means you cannot depend on one source. Okay. So maybe the next 30 years, this is how much I should be able to make every year. And you can always predict that. If I'm spending 10,000 with myself and my children, and my farm, my business is making profit 100,000. Technically, if I contain myself, I'm free. Because whether I'm working or I'm not working, that money is coming in, and I'm not spending so much. So it's not so much difficult. Yeah, it's just paying attention. That's right, paying attention to say that I'm a teacher. The reason I'm suffering is because the income is not enough, and I dare say that many people, if you ask them, all the 3,000 that they paid you, where did they go? They don't know. We don't know. Yeah. And yet you're hoping that you become successful. The ostrich effect. I don't see my money. Can you imagine meeting a farmer who has no idea where they are planting their seeds? Then how are you farming? That's it. But a lot of us want to have money. But we don't understand where our money is going. That's it. Yeah. So it just always, money is just like a seed, maize or something that you're planting. If you understand how a farmer can plant one seed of cap, maize, cap, plant it. That's not chop it. Plant it again, becomes a bag. Plant it again, becomes a tractor full. Yeah. Plant it again, it's a warehouse. Then he can pull something and he still has excess. That's how money works. Even this, I still believe is part of the brainwashing. Okay. Because we were taught to not talk about money. Wow. It's a taboo to talk about money. How much you make? Oh, how you and the funniest thing is even you have to be modest with your money. Don't say it. Hide it. Yes. People will take it. They will kill you. Some people even buy a car, and when they are going to the village, they park it. Yeah. And they go. Then why did you buy the car in the first place? Yeah. And this whole fear for bear for. Like it's it is reducing financial opportunities. Yes, sir.
because somebody has worked hard in Ghana for 10 years.
Yeah.
They've put aside some savings. They could actually go back to their village and invest in something that's going to build them wealth. But I think, hey,
So we hide it.
yeah.
It's all some things that we have to deal with. And the world has moved from that position where you think some demon somewhere will kill you just because you have become powerful. So why are they not killing all these billionaires?
Why is Elon Musk making more
that's right.
and more?
If they say, oh, you make money and it's lost, well, so why is it not going to the bank?
Yeah.
You can think in superstition and you can think in systems based on the information that you have. And I think the greatest force on earth is truth. You know, it's a force.
Yeah.
It works by itself. There is nothing that comes before or after the truth. It's strong, it's powerful, and it protects and works at all time, at everywhere. So if you look at the people who have become successful, look at the principles that they're using.
Yeah.
And you look at yours and all the things that you believe in and look at the results. There's something which is impaired with what you know. And so that means that what you know is not the truth. And that's why, because the truth, as they say, will bring you freedom.
If it's not working, then it's not the truth.
It's not. It must bring you freedom.
You have wrong information.
Yes, we can all debate, but we all see that this microphone is here. So at this point, this is the truth. You can discuss it everywhere.
It's working. You're talking, it's passing through, it's recorded.
That's it.
So it's working.
So if you knew what you knew, and just as the other person it has worked for, then it should work for you.
I love that. So this means if your life isn't working for you, if anything in your life isn't working for you, some information you have is wrong.
You don't have. It's not like something is against you. Because the farmer plants. If the soil is good, water is on it, what should you do? It should germinate.
Yeah.
So what is so technically wrong with you, especially wrong with you, that yours will not work?
Because the truth works for everybody.
So the financial truth will
Gravity is gravity.
That's it.
If you drop something, it will fall to the ground.
Exactly.
So if it doesn't fall to the ground, some information is missing.
Find that one with you.
Yeah.
You can solve a lot of problems. You know. So you look at our community, our beliefs. Somebody's in some fetish place somewhere, priest somewhere, looking for reason to become rich. That's not the truth.
I heard even the juju doctors went to take COVID treatments.
They did.
Like, hey, aren't you supposed to be doing things for people? You are going for COVID treatment.
Because they know. They know what they know. So anyway. But the more you develop yourself, the more you align with the principles of the universe, the more you align with the principles of God. And his principles work everywhere for everybody. Yeah.
What about African history?
Yes.
We want them to learn about African history. Where? Because you know it has been made very difficult to find it.
Yes.
Where did they find accurate history? And I repeat, accurate history.
For me, even sometimes I don't even care what that is. So long as it makes you believe in yourself as an African, go for it. You know, our first president, Dr. Nkrumah, wrote a lot of books.
Okay.
Why don't we find them?
True.
Some people were not happy with his books.
Yeah.
I was reading one the other time, Africa Must Unite. So, but this is information that we should have had as children.
It's kept from us.
Yes, we should have had. And so there are writers like him. And there are a lot of African, even Ghanaian writers. There are a lot of, you go to University of Ghana now, you go to the library, there are a lot of African writers who have written. Not just on the tribes in Ghana, but there are a lot of other, Nigeria, Kenya, all of it. African Americans as well, because they have also, they were in the heat, so they had to find a way to survive, and much of it was the discoveries that they had in terms of knowledge and in terms of African history. Jamaicans is the same, and so you go to the internet, you see African teachers, read them. You see, when the average Westerner sees you with dread, they think you know something different.
Yeah.
You know.
Because why? Why
are you different? And we should look for such information. And now YouTube makes it very easy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite teachers is Molefi Asante.
Okay.
Professor Molefi Asante.
Oh, I'll look for him.
He's a great writer. He has a book, African History.
How do you spell that?
Molefi I think it's Molefe Asante. He's an African American.
Okay.
There's Chancellor Williams, Dr. Nkrumah's books, Professor Small. His videos are on the internet. Theophile Obinga. There are a lot of them that have written books, and music as well. There are, Fela music, Bob Marley music.
Because we've passed a lot of information through folklore.
That's right.
Yeah.
So look for them and study a lot of, even your tribe. Look for their history beyond when the white man came.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can find a lot of. Ask your grandmother. There are a lot of information that they told them that they have not told us because we have not asked them.
True.
We must discover who we are because you can't fight these insurgents. Now it's no more the Europeans. There are Indians around the corner. There are Chinese now.
Everybody
and the Chinese has been taught something.
Yeah.
He's proud of who he is. You as an African, are you proud of who you are? Or you're just looking a way out to go to heaven? Because a lot of us have been tamed to go to heaven. We don't care about our problems.
What happens here is not important.
No. And somebody told us that. You can still go to heaven, but until then, if heaven was the goal, why did you come here? You didn't have to come here. You came here with gift, with talent to solve problems here. Find a way to solve them before you go. And you can't do much if you don't know who you are. So the history, there are a lot of books. The good thing about YouTube is that those informations are there now. You Google, you can get some of them. You read. As you read, you will start to see the things that tally.
You'll connect the dots.
Yes, you connect.
And the truth has a way of hitting you.
Yes, sir.
As you are searching for it, it will find you.
Yeah, I have carpenters who are now looking for this. And they will come and teach me that, listen, I found this. And indeed, they have found something that I never knew resisted. There are a lot of young boys now who are thinking, reading, searching for scripts that we didn't have. Account scripts, all kind of deep things that you are thinking. Even our Dinkra symbols that they said that we didn't write, but those were just like, don't they look like the Chinese characters?
Yeah, they're symbols. They're part of our language.
It's the way that we but they will not teach us. So you are made to
we
believe
have
that,
to teach ourselves.
Yeah, you are made to believe that your people didn't think. It's not true. In science, in warfare, in management, in health, in agriculture, you can see our wisdom everywhere. When the blinds are taken off, you see.
Please, coming up in that, do something for me, right?
Yes, sir.
I want you to look in that camera. That's your camera. And imagine you could stretch your hand through the camera and drop one mindset shift into the person watching so that they can succeed. What would that be?
Build your African consciousness.
I love it.
Without it, no other information cannot be added. Build that. Find yourself. Because I see that is a major problem. We don't carry ourselves enough. We don't believe in ourselves enough. We are not confident in who we are enough. We are not proud of who we are enough. You look out on our TV. The woman must be beautiful and she must be fair. Why? So if a woman is dark, she's not beautiful?
The Western standard of beauty.
Everything.
Yeah.
If I go to invest in Ghana, I'm not intelligent until I go to something.
Yeah.
Is that true? And so build your African consciousness. Once you build that, every other thing you can build.
This has been so amazing. Like I said, honestly speaking, this conversation was for me. I just want to let you know, I need you to keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
I need you to keep putting the right information in people's minds so that we can grow Africa.
Yes, sir.
And then so that you watching this can become the mastermind that I know you are meant to be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching this episode. The fact that you stayed all the way through to the end tells me that you're not only curious, but you have the discipline to see what you do all the way through to the end. Now let's build a community of thinkers who are ready to become the best version of themselves. So subscribe to the channel and the mindset that you will develop and grow every day to become a true mastermind.